This is the wrap up for the live market open for Monday. Happy Monday. It's April 4th. We have a slight risk off mood in markets. That means, first and foremost, the Japanese yen is stronger, commodity currencies are weaker. We're also seeing weakness in the pound against the US dollar and in the euro. For the pound, we have many events weighing on the pound. We have Tata steel crisis in the UK, a poll showing higher chances over Brexit, current account deficit that has been talked about a lot despite the upgrade in GDP. So the pound is sort of undoing the gains it cable made on the weak US dollar last week on Yellen's dovish speech. So 142.04 is the current level, 141.75 to 142.40 is the range. Let's go back to euro dollar. Euro dollar wobbled a lot, of course, rising a lot last week on Yellen, even making it to even higher ground, almost 114.40. Then with the better than expected non-farm payrolls report, we'll touch that soon. We got the US dollar fell, then we're stabilizing back in this range. 113.65 to 114.10 is the current range. Dollar CAD, oil prices are falling, also contributing to a negative mood in markets. Weaker Canadian dollar, currently in range 130 to 130.80. Higher resistance 131.70, weaker support, lower support 129.30. Lots of negative reports on oil prices. Russia is pumping at record levels. OPEC and non-OPEC countries are not getting any closer to some kind of deal. Oil shorts are on the rise, and I guess there was some other news. Well, the U.S. shale industry is very resilient. Also, of course, according to a report by the Federal Reserve. So Aussie dollar, alongside other commodity currencies, mixed data from Australia this morning, building approvals and retail sales offsetting each other, but the risk-off sentiment is sending Aussie to the 76 to 76.40 range after it already touched 77.40 last week, and lower support 75.33. And the Kiwi dollar, one of the stars last week, fell from the highs of twice the highs of 69.80, and now we're at the range between 68.20 to 68.80. The big event that we had last week to close the week, of course, was the non-farm payrolls. All in all, a slight beat on expectations, 215,000 jobs created. Wages are up 0.3 and 2.3, both 0.1 better than expected. So small beats on jobs and headline. Other figures were sort of okay. Higher unemployment with higher participation, which is generally good news, not bad news. Hardly any revisions. In addition, worth noting, the manufacturing PMI in the US also a small beat. Consumer sentiment is a bit higher. Today on the agenda, we had the Spanish unemployment change coming out much, much better than expected. So I'm personally happy to hear that. I live here in Spain. So far, no effect on the euro. We have in the Eurozone Centix business sentiment, which is on low ground and is expected to recover. And afterwards, we have the Eurozone unemployment rate, which surprised expectations, beat expectations several times. Let's see if it happens once again. 10.3 is the current level. In between, we have the UK construction PMI, which construction sector has been always the leading one, but it's not the most important one. The most important one is services, and that's tomorrow. We have factory orders in the United States at 2 GMT. A fall is expected. Expectations for manufacturing all over the developed world are quite low. So anyway, it's not as important as the NFP and tomorrow's ISM non-manufacturing PMI. During the night, we have figures from Australia, the trade balance, and more importantly, the RBA decision. No change is expected. An interest rate of 2% is expected to be maintained. But the RBA has seen the Australian dollar rise since its last meeting. This isn't good news. For them, they might try to talk the Aussie down. So be warned, especially when it's already weaker. It's easier to hit the currency when it's down. Okay, so that's it for everything. It's a wrap up for today. It's a new week and no more holidays. It's not a short week like we had last time. And it is a full week. Yeah, well, I'm sure that these Panama Papers, okay, that we heard that the news broke out last night on 100 different, yeah, 100 different outlets all over the world. This will accompany the news and eventually will reach currencies. Tomorrow we also have the U.S. primaries in Wisconsin. Probably, well, only one state and not such a big one, but with tension rising towards the outcome of these primaries, U.S. politics, I believe, will have a bigger impact. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming. I wish everybody a safe and successful and responsible day in markets. And I'll see you all tomorrow. So thank you and bye-bye.